amazing day. Today is Saturday and we are working on so many projects today. We had the house repiped, and so there's a lot of holes in the wall, and Grant is currently fixing up the drywall. And we were staying at my parents' house, the boys and I, for about 2 days because we didn't have water. And so I just had this house sitting here and no laundry getting done, all that kind of stuff. So today is a catch-up day. I'm going to take you along, catching up on all the stuff that we need to do around here, as well as some DIY fixing up projects. Also, it is about 100 degrees outside. I'm not over-exaggerating. It's really hot. So we're so happy we got the air conditioning working in this place. That was another thing that we had to fix right when we moved in. It's also taking me twice as long to put stuff away because I can't even remember where I've put stuff. It's gonna be a while before I have everything memorized where I've stored things. This is currently how our kitchen is looking, and there's a lot of items on the counters. I personally would prefer to have completely empty counters, but in this kitchen, there is no storage at all. So I'm having to deal with having things on the counters for now, which is totally fine because I know someday I will be able to have enough storage to keep even my minimalist amount of items stored away. And I probably could cram more things into the drawers and stuff, but I just find it irritating when you open a drawer and you've got to shuffle through a whole bunch of items. I like things to just have one area on a shelf so you're not having to dig behind to get things. So technically I probably could shove more into the cupboards, but right now I just like to make it easy on myself so I'm not having to do all that digging every time I need a coffee cup or a pan, something like that. So of course this is not going to look minimalist at all because again we've crammed ourselves into the world's tiniest kitchen. So everything is just kind of shoved in here, but here are all of our bowls, here are all of our cups and coffee cups. This is everything. And then up here, because we use this all the time, I have our Ninja, and I'll link the Ninja that we use below, but we use that daily, so I put all that up there where we can get to it really easily. Here is our pantry right now, and this is a combination of pretty much everything, all of our food, and some pots and pans as well, because again there's just not a lot of room. So it's really hard to keep this organized because it's very deep and super narrow. So what I've done is tried to make it where I can grab, you know, a whole section of things out. Also, my kids go and ruffle through this whole thing, so it's really hard to keep it organized. But, you know, we've had to put huge things in with this because there's just no storage. I wouldn't normally store big amounts of things like oats in with all the daily stuff, but I have to. And then our cans are way at the very, very back. So again, this is not ideal, and I'm hoping to come up with a better organizational method because we might have to live with this kitchen for a little while so we can come up with a plan and save up some money. My goal this weekend is just to get this place back in order, do some laundry, and maybe hang some curtain rods that I've been wanting to hang for quite a while now. And then I do want to work in the yard and just get that kind of set up a little bit better because we want to start using the yard more at night when it starts to cool down. To make it easy on myself, I'm gathering all the laundry from every room and I'm just going to take it out to the garage and just sort it there and figure it out from that point. One really hard thing about having your laundry out in the garage is I tend to start a load, and because I don't hear it finish, I just forget that it's out there, and then it's in the washing machine, and then I have to redo it because if it's out there long enough, it will start to, the laundry will smell from being wet too long. So that just happened with a load that I did, so I hate when I forget that, but at least some was done, and I'm gonna go try to find where I store all this stuff. Since moving, I'm having a really hard time remembering where I'm putting everything. That's one thing that I'm having a real struggle with as far as the move has been, is remembering where things are in the house, and also just the new routine. We haven't really got into a routine yet, you know, where if you've lived in a place for a long time, you know the grocery stores you want to go to, you know everything, you kind of put it all in order, you have a routine of when you go grocery shopping. And that's just been really hard for us with all the construction and the constant interruptions, is just coming up with a new routine. And I'm hoping, Emmett is starting school in the fall, and I'm hoping that by then we can really get into a good routine and start getting this place a little more organized, because that would make it all a lot easier. My poor plants have been completely neglected, so I'm trying to find places for them to live throughout the house. Just put this here for now because it gets a lot of light through this window. I'm trying to decide where things should be put so they can get the best light. This plant was hanging in our last dining room, and it's now in our new dining room, and it's just doing so well, and it's actually getting so long where I can probably cut this again and make another one if I need to. Probably don't need to, but I just love doing that. It's so pretty and just doing so well. Sadly, this little guy didn't make it. He died at my mom's house. It wasn't her fault, but just he did not make it, or she. I'm gonna use this pot and transplant this into it because this is actually doing really well. This keeps on almost looking like it's dying. You water it and it comes back. So I think this will give it more room in this pot. And from all of you that helped, drainage is the best key. So make sure that your pots always have holes to drain the water out of. It's now around 4 o'clock, it's 3:45, and I'm finally getting around to hanging the curtains. We did lunch, cleaned up from that. It took me forever to find the little drill bit, finally found it. But anyways, I'm going to install these curtains, and these are the ones that we had in the These are the ones we had in the boys' room back in our old place. They're gonna work perfectly here. One of them I had hemmed, which will be perfect for the high window that's behind the camera. And the other two will go long on this window. And what I'm really hoping this will do, besides block the light, is this room for some reason is extremely echoey. And I don't know why. This part of the house is on a raised foundation, but it just is so, it feels like you're talking in a tin can. And I just can't stand it. So I'm hoping by putting curtains up and maybe more art on the walls, I'm not sure, hopefully it will muffle that echoey sound. And my mom's here, she's gonna help me because Grant is working on patching the drywall patches. I've enlisted my handy helper.
Flying in on my pole.
Okay, so should we mark the middle, or how far, should we decide how far up first? I'll hold it and you tell me. So you stand back and you tell me. Stand back and tell me.
I'm laughing.
What?
I get myself laughing.
We finally hung the curtains with Grant's help, and these are the drywall patches I'm talking about. We have to still finish that up, but it came out really good, and now hopefully it'll stay cooler in here and less echo.
What? My baby?
I feel like we accomplished so much today. We hung the curtains in this room finally, and it's really helping with the echo, and it's also helping make this room just look so much more put together thanks to the help of my mom and Grant. I couldn't have done it by myself. And once the drywall's patched up in here, I can put the rest of the room together and really make it all look finalize, and then I can do a final tour of the boys' room. If you would like to see more day in the life and vlog videos, don't forget to check out my vlogging channel, Simply Shannon, and I will link it below. And you can click here to see the tour of this fixer-upper, how it looked from the very beginning. And I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.